That doesn't sound like you can get the same house in Dallas or in Houston for like 150K. Here in San Diego, we're looking at
shit. In San Diego, we looking at some top dollar, and I deserve it, son. I don't live in my means, yo. I ain't about that. You know, God wants me to live in San Diego. God wants me to live in San Diego, son. So it's like I've been looking at these houses in San Diego and shit, and they've been popping off, yo. They've been popping off. And so I'm thinking about this. I'm devising, I'm planning, I'm writing down the numbers and shit while I'm praying. I have my Excel spreadsheet open and my Bible open at the same time, and I'm trying to compare the numbers and shit. And it's like, damn, the one I want, the one in my heart, the one house in my heart. Son, I gotta get this moving, yo. Let's put it that way. Y'all heard?
Minimal $600,000.
Minimum.
Brain dead.
Minimum. Yeah, so you have to live in San Diego. Yo, San Diego cribs are big cheese, son. Big cheese. Talking more cheese than the cheddar on my previous mullet I had.
Like minimal $600 and anything nice and decent. So
because I want it that way. You heard? Tell me why.
Why do I want to be a millionaire? Well, first of all, a millionaire is somebody that has $1 million net worth. It doesn't mean...
Look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to succeed. There's nothing wrong with running a business. There's nothing wrong with money itself. But the context that I'm hearing here, this is not good.
You have $1 million in the bank. Mm-hmm. I would love $1 million in the bank. But to just be able to buy a house, have enough to put the down payment on a house, and to...
This Jesus pool necessary, son. Listen, dude, I took a helicopter ride to try to scout what kind of house I want. That ain't cheap. I looked down, son. No joke. Right after I prayed before getting on the chopper, I seen a pool. Get this, son. I seen a pool in the shape of a cross. No joke, dude. No joke. I ain't playing. That was a sign. You think it's an accident I get on a chopper? And I look down at the right time and I see a house, this beautiful house. Beautiful. And it's got a cross pool, son.
Afford the mortgage. If I buy, let's just call it $1 million home. If I buy $1 million home, I got to put $250,000 down in cash.
Mm-hmm. This is so gross. Look, dude, you're called in to use your gifts toward God, toward the good. And if you are rewarded for that, beautiful. I'm not going to criticize you for it. If you're rewarded for that, make it happen. Great. But if you start with, yo, I need like minimum $250K for this shit. It's like I need to conform my advocacy for Christianity to fit the model of the 250 down, you heard? It can't be the other way around, yo. My priority is, look, it's like this. Big house, San Diego. Secondary is the cross pool. I really want that cross pool. But if it's like a halo or some shit, like I could deal with that, son. That ain't gonna make or break me. Third, make my ministry work for the industry. You heard? It's like merging. It's like a dyad. It's like a ministry is the industry. You heard me? That's what I'm. You feel me?
Okay. Remember, I'm self.
Joseph Smith is a true prophet. Would you like to call in and defend Mormonism? Should I get off of Ruslan here and get Tommy here to call in see if he can deal with the problems of his eternal father problem, the eternal father endless regress? Get out of here, Tommy. Dude, your entire Joseph Smith grift. By the way, Joseph Smith got shot in the face by a mob. Okay? That's actually the worst thing to happen. You know why? Because they were like, look, he got shot in the face by a mob of angry people. He must be a martyr. So stupid. Joseph Smith, Posh sent me the photos, right? We went over the Egyptian burial texts that Joseph Smith bought from someone at a farmer's market. And was all, people don't know what this means. I'll just interpret it to be some sort of pseudo-counterfeit Christian verses or whatever. Let's do this. Well, they found the pictures, right, where he tried to fill in the rest of the drawing to try to convey it was some sort of like pseudo-Christian ritual happening. Well, unfortunately for Joseph Smith, after he died, they found the real documents, the real images, and they matched him against Joseph Smith's, and he totally made up. He literally drew in his own theology to the picture, but when you matched it against another picture, a preserved photograph of the drawings, it was clear that he just made the whole thing up. So, Tommy, I'm a Mormon. I'm not Mormon, but I'll defend the position well. Why would you say you're not Mormon and you said Joseph Smith is a prophet? That just means you're a liar. We don't have time for liars here and sneaks. The time we allot to people, like we want them to be sincere and honestly know their positions they're holding. If you're like a snake like you, slithering from one position to the other, where you're like, I'm not a Mormon, but I'll defend it. I'm not a Mormon, but Joseph Smith is a true prophet. We don't know where you stand, okay? It's just another slippery dude in the chat. This is what happens when you have people like Joel Osteen representing Jesus, correct? Yeah, this is bad. This is older, clearly. I'm not saying people can't develop away from this mindset, okay? I give some charity to Ruslan, but this is not, it's not good. It's not. Can you overcome this? Of course. Did he? I don't know. Turd Ferguson, $5. Am I a bad person if whenever I hear someone say I seen, I immediately know that they're beneath me? I just can't help it. I seen.
Employed, so I can't get like the same mortgages that you guys can. I got W-2s, and then
I got them W-2s, and I ain't talking about guns or anything. If for those of you in the chat and don't know what that is W-2s, I gotta manage that shit.
And my mortgage,
I'm inquiring Mormonism. You don't know what you're doing. You're just
is
a time
then going
waster.
to be around $6,000 a month.
And Jesus said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
And then my mortgage is then going to be around $6,000 a month.
And Jesus said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
Is Enslaved by Truth still here? Is there a symbol? Is like a symbolic connection to the origami? Is that like a thing that I don't know about?
This concept the world uses called FU money. Mm-hmm. There's some people that just got FU money. You can't tell me nothing, right? I think for me, I would love to be in a position someday where I just have FU money. Like no one can hold anything over my head. I don't got to go do a show I don't want to do.
Ty B, $10, thank you. I'd pay any amount of money to take the interdimensional train in order to meet Black Jimbob. Y'all, son. The JB, yo, is D''JB, son. Yeah, ha 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 ha. That's right. Yo, shout out to TB out there. That's right, yo. Y'all appreciate that. Y'all, TB, I appreciate that, you know?
You can't tell me nothing, right?
Merchandiser.
It's just so...
I got in the merch game, and it was the same thing. You got to get 72 made. You got to get 24 made. You got to get 36 for. You got to get these minimals.
Minimums.
You don't have to say minimals. In manufacturing, it's called minimums. Even the Chinese don't make that mistake.
but you don't know if that joint's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna know what joint's gonna hit, son. What is this? What do your parents think of you? You know this guy goes home and he corrects everything. Hey, mom. Hey, mom. Oh, no, stop. Don't kiss me. Hey, mom. How y'all doing? Mom. No, things are going good. Things are going great. The channel's going good. Things are going good. Yeah, no, it's good. He leaves. He walks out. He walks down the stoop in the long driveway, and he just goes back into like, now I'm about to leave my house, son. I'm about to leave my fam. You know, it hurts. It hurts. I miss them every time, yo. Every time I go back. Every time I go back to San Diego, I'm missing my moms.
Saying you don't know if that merch is gonna hit, and so I ran into the same thing. I would make merch and it would sit, you know what I'm saying, and it would just sit and sit and sit. And so this new system I figured out where you could
this black guy's not buying it. That's called a not buying it black guy. Jules, seen these types of people. I see them a lot. Let's face it, they are everywhere. They are often referred to, at least in the 90s and in the early 2000s when you're allowed to say the word, they are referred to as Wigger. Jules, look it up if you don't. But this man, the man of color sitting with, who is this? Ruslan is not, he's called not buying it. This is a type of person here. Not buying it. Looking at it. How did you learn to talk like that? We don't even talk like that, Jules. That's what he's thinking. He's thinking, why is this guy talking like a caricature of a black guy? It's kind of like the gay guys, Jules. You know how they over-enunciate and over-talk? They're basically doing an impression, a failed impression of a woman. That's what he's doing.
Basically make it almost on demand with ridiculous margins.
Feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind, neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being ensamples to the flock.
With ridiculous margins.
Not for filthy lucre.
With ridiculous margins.
Not for filthy lucre.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into the margins. I'll give you the numbers afterwards. But they're ridiculous margins.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get into the margins. I'll give you the numbers afterwards. But they're ridiculous margins
that allow an independent art.
I don't know, man. That centerpiece on your face is looking kind of big. You got quite the centerpiece. Hey, I want to say centerpiece now. Y'all, listen, look. I'm crafting my own subculture, my own lingo, son. That's how this work. That's how this work. That's how the work. That's how we do that. That's how we do that.
Artists to, you know, you start breaking, like I broke it down like this. I broke it down to the point where like, okay, to have $100,000 down payment for a home, which is what I need minimal to buy a house in California.
Minimum.
Like I got to
minimal, son. Minimals. I'm running my minimals against my maximals.
So like,
you heard?
I think it's like 3,300.
Ridiculous margins, yo.
Or something like that. Like I broke it down.
Ridiculous margarine.
Like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there thinking.
Look, son, I need that bread. And what you put on bread? Margarine. I need ridiculous margarine.
Again, like, how could I get to all?
I love this guy's grift. I mean, I could actually see signing him onto the Daily Wire if he wanted. Honestly, you gotta respect it.
25,000.
Walter Mellon, $5. Could have been you if you picked up a mic instead of a guitar.
On my Instagram followers.
That's right,
see
son.
If I can convert. You know what I'm saying? 12% of them.
You know what I'm saying, son? Pow pow. Dude, what are you doing? So embarrassed.
You know what I'm saying? 12. to all 25,000 of my Instagram followers and see if I can convert. You know what I'm saying? 12%.
God, you're such a douche.
Percent of them to buy a $50 hoodie. That'll give me a down payment for a home.
I love it, son. I love what you're doing, son. I love it. I love that you're doing this shit, but you also maintaining sort of a black caricature of me and my peoples. I enjoy that. So love that part.
Even if I gotta DM them one by one.
Money grubber.
Now I will say, I don't need to
look at those curls come out.
Smoke a cigar like our Calvinist friends that like to sit around and debate about theology, and we smoke cigars and we have craft brews that we made ourselves in our house. I don't need to do that.
And then in here we have an image of Thomas.
Yes.
Teaching the teachers, and then we have.
Oh my goodness! With the.
So this is a Byzantine chasuble.
With the actual logo is on the cigar. I don't need to smoke Black and Mild.
Bro, you're gonna curl the. How you gonna do that? How you gonna present like this and also do it a you heard? You're gonna have to put a beat to that shit. You know what I mean? How you gonna put a beat to it? You know what I'm saying? It's like.
Oh, I like this guy. Look. I would love to have Ruslan on my channel. Boy.
I don't need to smoke hookah. I don't need to smoke nicotine.
That's why I want to. How does this not? How do we not have this yet? A face, like a filter, like her FaceTime and stuff, and it just has like the swinging curls. I accidentally reverbed the beat. I hit my reverb pedal because it's next to the other one. My bad.
I don't have a desire to smoke anything. And
oh yeah, this guy's full of it. This guy's full of shit. This guy's full of it.
Looks like you may have done this before.
Oh, you heard? I spent half of my early career in studios, whipping up beats, whipping up tracks. This ain't my first rodeo around the cigar, son.
I'm not putting any smoke in my lungs, at all. I don't see the value of that.
This channel's a gold mine. Are you kidding me? Go EBT for, giving us this gold mine. I'm going to have to do a continuous react video to this guy.